paper stars, and I'm going to put some string on them. I bought a punch to make holes, and it's a little big, but it's fine. And I'm going to put some beautiful string on it, and then this is how they are, gorgeous. So come join me while I'm showing you how to fold those beautiful stars. And here they are from this angle. So you can use silver paper, gold paper, red paper. I only have the gold at the moment. I will go through all of my scrapbooking paper and to see what else I have. And I'm also going to add some on my wreath. But I think it turned out gorgeous. What do you think? I think I will take a nice photo tonight to show you the light and the effect of all of my stars that I folded with paper. So this is the brand of paper that I use, but you can use any paper. And these you can normally find at any paper store, any scrapbooking store, any art store, any stationery store would hold this beautiful gold paper. I chose this gorgeous gold paper. And like I said, it's very, very thin. And you can just see the shine. I do apologize. We have load shedding. I can't use my light, so it's a little bit dark. But I measure it out. And you need your measurements to be equal, so it must be a perfect square. You also need a very sharp scissor because you'll be cutting through quite a few layers of paper. So I measured this one out for what I would say about 21 centimeters by 21 centimeters. It is a bit big and it was quite difficult to cut, but it turned out okay. So I will explain to you later what has to happen for you in order to get the perfect star and the perfect sharp edges and points. Then I just used my ruler to draw a line. I cut it out. I used my scrapbooking Caterpillar that I've had for years. My mom used to have a scrapbooking shop, so I have quite a lot of stationery scrapbooking equipment that I kept, and this is just easier to use. And you can use a scissor as well, so you don't have to use this one, but it just when you have paint with watercolor and you cut out paper, this is quite an easy I would say to use. This cutter is very easy to use and you can buy them much more reasonable at any scrapbooking store. So you can cut thick paper, quite thick paper with this. It's a lovely thing to have. But a scissor and a pencil line will work perfectly fine. So you don't have to stress about it if you don't have this one exactly. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to slow everything down. I would suggest you go smaller. I measured this 21 centimeters by 21 centimeters for this particular star that I wanted. I wanted quite a big star. And then you're going to fold it in half. So exactly in half like that. I'm going to slow this down and then I just use a nice rounded flat rock. But you can also use one of those bone knives. It might be easier for you to use. I just use this rock so that I don't hurt the paper because it is gold. There's a gold glitter type of paper on it. And I just flatten it. You want quite a flat, so push it down with your hands, just flatten it completely. I'm going to open it to show you exactly what I mean. Now you're going to go and fold it. You need 3 parts. So for instance, this is 21 centimeters by 21. So you want to have to divide that side in 3, exactly like that. So you push the paper down to create that sort of diamond shape on the one side. Now again, I'm going to use my rock just to flatten the paper again. I'm obviously going to do it slowly so you can see exactly what I do. and just more. I want it flat, flat, softly, but I go over and over it till it's nice and flat. And like I said, it's a very, very thin paper. Now you want that look there. All both opening sides are at the top, facing away from your body now. If you have this part perfect, it should work out. So this edge now, you are going to make sure that you turn this around. So make sure that you look and the edges must be like that. So that's exactly perfect. You are going to, I just want to flatten this part again. You're going to turn it this way. And now you're going to fold this part over. It's quite difficult because it's getting thicker and thicker as we fold the paper. And a thinner or smaller piece of paper will work out perfectly fine. So you can just adjust your measurements, but it must be an equal square each time. And my light is there in the reflection, you can't really see. I couldn't use the light, but this is exactly what you want. And just flatten it again nicely. Okay. It will look like this now. So that's perfect. And there are numerous different ways that you can fold it, but this is the way that I'm folding it. So now the flat side, I'm going to fold over like this. And now you can see it's quite thick. Again, I'm going to just use my rock, the flat side. It's a very smooth rock, but a bone knife will work perfectly, or anything that you can use. You can even use a ruler if you prefer to. Just be careful if it's glitter paper so you don't hurt the paper. Fold it flat. And now we're going to take the scissor, a very sharp scissor. You want to have all the edges perfectly in line. Trying to cut, but it's quite thick. And make sure your scissor is completely sharp. So you can cut it a little bit wider or a little bit thinner, and it will all change the shape of your star. So play around and make many of these little stars, and you will see exactly what I mean. By changing the scissor angle just slightly, you will have a star that's a little bit wider where the points are a lot thinner. And I always cut them this size because this is exactly what I want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just fold the long points out. I do it this way, and I make sure I use my nail, or you can use a ruler, or again your rock or your bone knife, just to pull it straight. You want it to stand up, and by pulling it out this way, it will just enhance those little sharp edges. Now this side, same thing. And then you're going to turn it around and do it on the other side for the shorter edges. It takes a bit of time because you have to unfold everything. Now turn it around, and I'm going to do the shorter parts. Again, exactly the same way. Make sure you do it carefully so you don't hurt your paper. Luckily with paper you can make a few mistakes, and by making mistakes you learn, you learn next time you make it differently. So this is our beautiful little star, gold star. You can punch a hole in now and just shape it a little bit, and here we go. That's our beautiful star. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be back with some more different tutorials of folding paper and stars.